No sitting Prime Minister has ever lost their constituency seat, but Boris Johnson is defending a majority of just over 5,000, down more than half from the previous election. That's the smallest majority of a sitting Prime Minister since David Lloyd George more than a century ago. Two major proposed infrastructure developments are on voters' minds: a third runway at Heathrow Airport and HS2. Environmental activists were protesting outside the tube station when we arrived.
We are being absolutely surrounded by huge developments for the next 20, 30 years. It's going to be a huge problem on air quality, on pollution, and just the noise and the desecration of villages and communities.
And so, with two large infrastructure projects affecting the constituency and the potential for dethroning Mr Johnson, Uxbridge and South Ruislip could be a vital battleground come December the 12th.
Those sorts of issues around HS2 and Heathrow expansion could be pretty important in that seat.
Well, there's obviously a review going on into HS2 to make sure that it's value for money and that it represents the right thing to do for the country. But of course, in places in the Midlands and the North, HS2 is very, very important, and that's why we've supported it, because it helps connect London to the Midlands and the North, helps economic growth in those areas. I would have thought people understand the environmental benefits of that as well.
And in environmental benefits
of HS2.
You are kidding me. It's going to destroy or damage over 100 ancient woodlands. It's going to concrete over large areas of the countryside. It won't be carbon neutral for 120 years, according to HS2.
You can't go on about not liking cars if you then oppose railway schemes.
No,
of
course you can. It's where you put those railway schemes, and putting this massive scar right through the countryside of Britain is no way to tackle the environmental emergency.
Train lines by their very nature are straight lines, so where else would you like to put it?
Oh, let's electrify existing railways. Let's increase capacity at the local level.
There isn't capacity on the Midlands main line.
The New Economics Foundation has set out very, very clearly how this eye-watering amount of money, 80 billion, possibly 100 billion, could be put into a local transport revolution that would increase capacity right around the country. £500 million for something like 120, 130 towns and cities. That's the opportunity cost. That's what we're not doing if we're going ahead with HS2, the environmental destruction of HS2.